Okay, hi, welcome back to another Watch of Realms video, kind of like a guide review of a certain character. Must have, I would say, more so for the guide clan boss area, but as well maybe Arena 2, and that's Zilitu, right? Recently in that ×10 besides Dolores. If you haven't already checked out my Dolores reviewing guide, make sure to check it out for deeper analysis there, okay? But to find Zilitu, will have to go through the gallery section, and that's just simply because I don't have it, unfortunately. And you can see it there, blanked out. We click on it. Classified as magic, but she is a fighter. A magic fighter champion. So I guess it's the same as Valkyrie or Valkyra, however you say the person's name. This one's part of the Infernal clan. There you go. Lord Scales, well, she's not a lord, but she comes under Twinfeld and Pyros. Pyros is supposedly very good when it comes to the clan boss area, so you pair them up, even better. But we are specifically focusing on Zilitu. A hard to get champion, to be fair, even if it's during a ×10, it's a hard one. Yes, it's a legendary character, this, not an epic like Dolores, so harder to get in general, but just because of the magnitude of the character and what they're capable of, they're just harder to get a hold of, right? Decent rating as well. We won't go into the review section because when it comes to people reviewing the character, because there's some dodgy comments at times. You know what YouTube can be like. But besides that, it says an irresistible. She is deadly. Zilitu scorches enemies and eviscerates those with full health. So looking at her, nice designed character, I would say. Make sure the sound is on. She's got the wings at the back, which glow like magma type. A tail as well, which is almost like a whip. It coils about. Yeah, got like spikes, sharp edges on the knee area, as well as like the shoulder pads, braces, whatever you call them, as well as gauntlets as well, which is very interesting with claws on them. So kind of like a demonic entity, right, with the horns on her head, as well as red glowing eyes, as you can see. Pure red means danger, menacing, and this spear-like weapon, which appears to be usable from both ends, really, but the main focus is the tip of it, how it pings off. So you could say it's like kind of like a trident in a way, and it's glowing with flames upon it, magical darkness, let's call it that. She's classified as burst damage as well as burning. That's very interesting there. We'll look at the awaken section first and then follow on with the skills. So if you are very lucky to get hold of a second copy of Zilitu, whether it be this recent event or for the future, once you do the first awakening, you get enhanced, which is soul siphoning remaining HP requirement is lowered to 70%. So I guess for a skill or passive ability to take place, the threshold, the demand is lowered, making it a bit easier for you and a bit more efficient. Awaken 2 crit damage 15% plus. That's really good. That's a nice percentage and useful for more damage. Enhanced will of hegemony duration plus 10 seconds. 10 seconds can definitely make a big difference. Awakening 4 rage regen and attack plus 2. Not quite sure what that really is. Final awakening, if you do get lucky, recovers 10% HP for every stack of recharge consumed during Empress Might. Bit of self-sustainability here when it comes to trying to stay alive. Interesting. So, are we able to look at the skills? Yeah, there we are. So it's more at the bottom here, right? First one, her basic attack. Magic attack. Deals 100% damage to one enemy, including airborne units. Blocked targets take 20% more damage. Now, I assume blocked is different to shielded targets. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you can do an extra 20%, so 120%, decent amount there. Of course, you level her basic attacks up, 5, 10, 15, 20, another 20%. You could possibly do a total of 140% damage here, just on a basic attack, which is good. And if she has decent attack speed, then you'd be more damage per second and more damage per minute, right? Always worth taking that into mind. Now, with this fighter doing magic damage, this person would be better used in areas of the game where you're dealing with an enemy that has higher defense. When you get those heavily armored characters, you get what I'm saying? There's heavily armored enemies which come on in. There's like giants with the armor plating and stuff. So we're focusing on there, and that can definitely apply to the arena, because the arena does have those high defense enemies, so that's why Zilitu shines there. And if you do have her, you know, with a high attack speed, she'll be ripping through the waves of enemies. I've been on the receiving end of Zilitu in the arena and I've been destroyed, so more so because of the ultimate, and we'll get to that in a second. So it's very good. The fact that she does 100% damage to all enemies out there, including airborne units, it shows that she is a hybrid, but you can use her in Gear Raid 3 if you wish to, or in some of the what are they called now, the other masteries, where you want to level up and promote someone, promotional raids. You can use it there even for airborne areas, so for marksmen like that, and the mages as well. And she's a fighter, so she can be deployed on the ground and not on a side tile. So very interesting hybrid there. Zilitu much better than the likes of that Valkyrie person, because Valkyrie can only attack airborne units when she's using her ultimate, whereas Zilitu can just do it with a basic attack. So Zilitu, with the basic attack, with regards and respect, is kind of similar to Apsan, the centaur. So that's good to see there. You take in mind, you'll get other characters out there that can do damage to airborne units as well. Some may do additional damage to airborne units, but others do half the damage of if they were to attack a normal ground unit. For Zilitu, for her attack to remain the same, that's a positive, so it really reinforces that hybrid nature. Now, what about her passive, Empress Might? You saw that in the Awakened section, saying that charges energy after 3 seconds of not dealing damage, increases damage by 5% per sec, up to 25%. The charged energy will be consumed in 1 second and the damage increase will end. Okay. So, more to do with the damage area in the background. That's good to see, up to 25%. Nice. And with Awakened, it helps the Emperor's Might. Is that the one where it says recovers 10% HP for every stack of recharge. So when her passive is active, she can recover 10% health. That's very good. The Will of Hegemony and Soul Siphoning, we'll see that. Oops. Soul Siphoning. Each attack launched deals extra true damage equal to 40%. Wow. Attack one time if the target's HP is higher than 80%. Okay, so true damage sounds like a good thing. And then a main one, wow. Will of Hegemony. When triggered, deals 300% extra damage in a larger range for 25 seconds. As well, inflicting burning every time the hero attacks. The effect duration is increased by 1 second for every kill during that skill. So really, you could create some kind of very interesting hybrid depending where you want to build her and what she's used for. If you wanted Zilitu to be used in an area to deal with decent waves of enemies, right? And you want to take the enemies out as quick as possible, you want to increase that damage per second by increasing the attack speed and balancing it out with a high amount of damage, crit rate and crit damage there. They're the main focuses. If she can take out enemies quicker, especially when this ultimate is being used, it will increase it by 1 second for every kill. Now, although it's not going to have a massive impact there, it just lets you use the ultimate for longer, which means you can take out or have more chance of taking out more enemies, right? It kind of reminds me of the video game Overwatch, where there were certain characters out there where if you activated the ultimate, it would actually make it last longer if you were able to get kills or do something. So it kind of reminds me of it here. So that's very good to see. That, you know, dealing 300% extra damage, it might not sound that great because there's other characters out there like Maul that can do 900% damage with their ultimate and it takes out multiple enemies. You've got Razak that can do, what is it, 700 or something percent. Apsan that can do maybe 650% with their ultimate. Yeah, those are higher, but that's on one attack. You know, 900% damage on one attack, AoE damage. Zilitu is doing 300% damage with every attack, which lasts 25 seconds. That's pretty good. Now I hope to think that I've got that correct. 300% extra damage for every attack. Initiates burning. Deals 20% magic damage per second. Burning effects from different sources can coexist. So this burning effect, I guess, can be applied to the boss of the clan boss in the guide, dealing extra damage there on top of the original 300% damage. Now, obviously, if you're going to be using this ultimate with the boss, you're not really going to be killing anything, so it's not going to extend the duration of this ultimate, but you're going to be set up for the damage aspect. And if you did level it up, effect duration can last longer. Damage increases by an extra 80%. That's really good. And you can reduce the skill cost as well by about 200. So obviously, you got to have the right resources, first of all, to be able to try and summon Zilitu, as well as luck, and then the right resources and the correct amount to be able to level her up and max her as much as possible. But I think when it comes to building her out, if you're going to have a more so in arena focus, you want that attack speed to be pretty high up there, so you can burn literally through the waves of those enemies and outdo the opposition. If you're doing it for other focused areas where speed isn't as much of a demand, such as clan boss, I mean, speed is still necessary in clan boss, but not as prioritized as it is in arena, right? You can focus more on the damage output. So obviously you want almost 100% crit rate, or as close as can be, with as much crit damage, crit damage, as well as the base attack as well, percentage wise for the gear. So really, if you were going to kit Zilitu out, I think I might mention it in the Dolores video, one of them. So if you use, after using the ultimate, increases damage by 25% or something for so long, it's 10 seconds. So maybe that would work here with Zilitu. As for the like sword and chest piece gear, which you'd get on the left hand side of the screen, if you used to kit Zilitu out, you'd probably either want just 25% attack damage, which, what was it called, Calamity, or the 20+% crit damage. I don't know if it was 25 or 35 crit damage plus when you get the gear pieces together. At the end of the day, you work with what you got, but there's a way to go with this. The fact that it's burst damage may be taken into consideration when it comes to attack speed as well, you get me? But that burning damage, the way it does in the background, is just a unique layer behind this individual. So this person has been regarded as a must-have when it comes to the guide boss. So if you do manage to pull them, well done. And see what you can do when it comes to kitting her out. Where does she shine the most? Well, probably the clan boss more so. I guess gear raid 3, not a high priority, but good if you wanted an attacker unit that can also take out airborne ones. The fact that it's magic, though, may be not as good as a pure marksman, but if there are high defense airborne units, then Zilitu would be useful there. As for gear raid 1, you probably could use her. May not be the top of the top, but with her ultimate, I think that could work alongside other units, of course. But this is more boss focus orientated as well as arena, and I did check the reviews. Gear raid 2, 4.8, okay. Now, when you look at the arena part, very low rated, but I think that's heavily underestimated because I've come across Zilitus when they've been built out correctly and they are a threat, right? I don't know what her cost is. Does it actually say? Cost 18. That's not too bad when you think of others which can cost like 29, which takes more time to save up that amount to then deploy her. Would you be deploying her immediately on the field? Maybe, probably, yeah. And because she's got that built-in heal as well, if you were lucky, of course that's a great demand, but if you were lucky to awaken her max, then you wouldn't have to worry as much about the healing aspect because she can do it herself. It's a bit like Wrath in a way. So that's it there for now, just my little review on Zilitu. It's slightly limited because unfortunately I don't have her, but I have seen her on the receiving end and she appears to be quite good. So good luck if you do manage to pull her, and that's it for now. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.